I told my brother he can choke his own kids to death when CPS gives them back. My son Theo is 3 years old and we were having lunch in the kitchen when my brother Wade stopped by. I'd just given Theo a piece of apple and turned to grab his juice from the counter when I heard him making this horrible gagging sound. I spun around and his little face was already turning red. He was clawing at his throat and no sound was coming out. I dropped the juice and moved behind him immediately. Wade came running into the kitchen. What's wrong? He's choking. I positioned my hands and started doing back blows between Theo's shoulder blades. Wade lunged forward. Stop, you're going to hurt him. I kept going. Get him water. He needs water. No. Wade grabbed my shoulder. Give him water to wash it down. I had to elbow him back. Water will make it worse. That's insane. You'll unalive him. Wade tried to reach around me toward the sink. I shifted my body and blocked him completely. Theo's face was getting darker. Give me my nephew right now. No. Wade's hands were on my arms trying to pull me aside. Move or I'm moving you. I didn't budge. I kept doing the back blows, counting each one out loud. This is child abuse. You're letting him suffocate. I already had my phone on the counter and hit speaker to dial 911. Are you out of your mind? Just give him water. I can't. It could make him aspirate. The 911 operator answered, and I started explaining, while Wade kept trying to get past me. Theo's eyes were watering, and his little hands were grabbing at my wrists. Your nephew is dying, and you're just hitting him. I'm doing exactly what you're supposed to do for choking. Wade's voice was getting louder. He needs water or the Heimlich. He's too small for the Heimlich yet. The operator told me to keep going with back blows. Wade started pacing behind me. I can't watch you unalive him like this. Theo was struggling against my hands. I felt like I was going to throw up, but I kept counting the blows. Then suddenly, a piece of apple flew out of his mouth and hit the counter. Theo immediately started screaming and coughing. I pulled him against my chest and started crying. Wade moved forward and I turned away from him. Wade stood there breathing hard. See? He's fine now, but you still should have given him water. The paramedics showed up a few minutes later. One of them checked Theo's throat and listened to his breathing. Wade stepped closer. I need you to know she refused to give him water. The paramedic looked up. You don't give water to a choking victim. It can force the obstruction deeper. She did exactly the right thing. Wade made this sound like he'd been punched. They recommended we go to the ER just to make sure Theo's airway wasn't damaged. Wade followed us in his truck. At the hospital, they took Theo back for an examination while Wade and I sat in the waiting room. You traumatized him. You were hitting him while he choked. I didn't look at him. You should have just given him water like a normal person would. If I gave him water, it could have unalived him. Wade crossed his arms. Any normal aunt would have tried the easy thing first. You're so paranoid you'd rather hurt him than try something simple. He kept going about how I was too anxious and how I always overcomplicate everything. The doctor finally came in holding a chart. Theo is perfectly fine. No damage to the throat. Breathing is clear. I started crying again with relief. The doctor nodded. You did great with those back blows. That's exactly what saved him. Wade stood up. Okay, so he's fine, which means the water would have worked, and you put him through all that for nothing. I wiped my eyes and stared at him. Wade's face got red. Fine, but she still could have tried. Honestly, I'm not sure she should be alone with kids if she's going to panic like that. Something inside me snapped. You know what, Wade? When CPS gives you back your 2 kids, you can suffocate them however you want. Wade went completely still. His face went white. How dare you bring that up? His voice was shaking. They took my kids over one bad judgment call, and you're throwing that in my face? I shrugged. You just spent an hour telling me I don't know how to keep a child safe. His eyes filled with tears. I'm getting them back in 2 months, and you just used the worst moment of my life against me. He walked to the door and stopped. Don't call me until you apologize. Then he left. The nurse brought Theo back to me about 5 minutes later, and he was already asking for more apple like nothing had happened.